Well, I guess you can call it a transition episode, you know? After all the intense fighting and training and the development we have and the introduction to our main cast, I guess it's time for some character development. Not as an intense character development, but see how the characters interact with each other. That's what this episode was. It was one giant gag episode. That's all it was at the end of the day, and I enjoyed it. I really did. But the first part was pretty cool. It's been a while since I've seen a good bare arms fight brawl. It's been a while. So when I see one animated this well on this scale, it was just, well, once again, it wasn't stunning to look at, but it was still impressive as hell. And what more can I ask for that, man? And we gotta see the board's name, Inosuke. And Inosuke, oh my god, you are a freaking looker. Pretty much the way to describe it is a pretty girl's face on a muscular body. Seen it tons of times in anime before, but this, it'll look that off like you usually do in anime or manga. You see it, where you see this really pretty guy or pretty girl, but they have this muscular body. This one, they kind of did it right. So it's not like it was off all the way, but you could tell just by looking at it from a far distance. So I guess he wears the bars mask probably because people would underestimate him because his pretty looking face. So he would wear the boar mask. And I guess he don't like wearing it that much. But it's shown that it's not like he's self-conscious or anything. He can go on without wearing it from time to time. That's good to know. But Inosuke's character, he's just like a child. He's just a child. You use reverse psychology on him. He'll try to pick fights or start something, and all you do is give him more kindness, and it'll just tick him off anymore. He's like, haha, I'm going to choose this bad. I'm eating your food. And no matter what he did to Tanjiro will just reflect back on it. Like, okay, go right ahead. I'll just be the bigger person here. And it ticks him off. I guess because he wants to fight Tanjiro like he did in the beginning of the episode, where they were brawling. But that's only because he was picking on somebody else. Tanjiro's the kind of people ones you usually see in anime where you do what you want to them, because they know they can handle it. But when it comes to other people, harming them, that's when the gloves come off and they start to fight. I guess it'll take him forever to realize that, but he seems to slowly to warm up on them. So now we have three interesting characters on the road. You have the Tanjiro, the head-fast guy who's willing to help out anyone that comes across. There's Nessie, he's extremely annoying sometimes and a scary cat. And then you have Inosuke, the dude who's like the Bakugo of the show. But for some reason, I still find him tolerable. You just need to know how to work around him. He's not going to be like totally on your ass like Bakugo is from Hero Academia. Nah. But nonetheless, we get to see why he joined. He literally just joined on a whim. He heard about the selection test. He took some Slayer's swords, made them his own, and then passed the test on his own. So he's self-taught. He's a self-taught genius, and usually we can be on that par and survive fighting against high-ranking demons or any kind of creature on any show or manga. It proves that you can be a genius. The fact that this guy never had any parents or siblings, was raised by boars, and can easily handle his own. Well, the techniques he probably created was his own as well, or he just did what the boars did. Every time he fights, he's always fighting on a lower stance, meaning he's always attacking his people from a low stance, all the time. So, yeah, you're seeing him from up, but it's going to be hard to dodge a little, because you don't know where he's going to be coming from. Interesting. And then we get to go see them at this hotel, house. I guess these people for generations have been helping out the corpse because a long time ago they saved their family, so the family decided that anyone who is from the Demon Hunters get free service there. Top quality service. And I gotta say, that granny was moving pretty fast, man. When Messi's right in the door, she has her clothes ready, she has food ready, the bed's ready, all that stuff. Just like that, you brought the doctor in. So the granny, in a way, was pretty creepy, but Beavis and Nessie was like saying she's a monster hag, and he wouldn't stop saying it. But then finally, the other two get to see Nezuko, and I completely forgot. It's been a while since we've seen Nezuko, and I forgot that she can actually, transform, shooting from big to medium to small, and probably more than that. So seeing that, like, oh yeah, that's right, she can do that. So when Nessie finally saw her, he was like, wow, how dare you just have this pretty woman? You know, this the typical anime kind of thing where the main character travels around with a beautiful girl, and one of the side characters get ticked off because like they're so jealous and stuff. Like, how dare you, man? You're a traitor. You're a filthy normie now. But no, they're brother and sister. But even then, again, there are animes out there like that. But that's something I ain't gonna be touching for a while. Anyways, not much to really talk about this episode. It was just a gag episode, you know? And I think it's well needed. We need it because there's been constant, a constant journey, constant fighting. Tanjiro can't fight that much anymore. Sure, he can keep going, but when he's gonna fight something even bigger than that, he's gonna fall. They all have ribs. I think broken ribs. Zenitsu had 2, Tanjiro had 3, and even though like, he didn't get much damage, Inosuke had 4. Interesting. But nonetheless, that's pretty much every episode. Not much happened. Nothing really did happen. Besides them having the kids going back to their home and them resting for a bit. It was just a nice, relaxing rest episode for a gag, you know? Before they get back on their journey and they have to fight more demons and stuff like that. So it was a much needed episode. Hopefully next episode we get ourselves a new opening. I don't know. Well, you asked me this. Would you rather have a new opening or have a but will be probably good or not? Or would you rather keep the same opening and just don't waste it at all? Up to you and up to me. Anyway, we'll see you later, not next week. So anyways, I got for this video. I hope you guys are enjoying Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba as much as I am. I am definitely enjoying the artwork and even now the gags. And I'd like to see more of these 2 characters, the Inosuke and Zenitsu, and see how they contribute to the group and make the show a bit more interesting. So anyways, if you like this channel, like what I do, like, comment, subscribe, of course, hit that bell icon to get notified every time I upload. Madcrownxox, signing out.